Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Winners Club Podcast, where even when we don't win, we learn. And guys, we got a real special episode today because this one is going to be so important for people who are looking to be good parents and raise good children. My name is Brian Tran, your host, and I got my main man over there to my right.
PJ, what's up? That's me.
All right, guys. Now, although this is a business podcast and you guys are probably wondering, what the heck does parenting have to do with business?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to hear what you're going to say, Brian.
But let me tell you this. It doesn't matter if you're running a business or a relationship or raising a family. It is all like a business. Everything is like running a business.
Hey, man, let's dive into it, man. I want to hear what you have to say.
Let me start off with a story first because the story is impactful. I get a call last night. Not going to say from who. I never tell who it is because, it's embarrassing. But check this out. I get a call, and, the call kind of came up weird. It's a family member, and they're like, man, I don't know what to do. My daughter's 16. She wants to get her lip pierced, and she went to her friend's house, and her friend's mom took her to get her lips pierced.
I don't know.
I know that's a big no-no because, it's not your kid. You should have, not let them do it. But the backstory is that she wanted it so bad. She went to her mom and threw a tantrum when her mom said no. Most parents say no.
I
right?
understand.
I get that too. But that's the thing. So I want to talk about that because I think we all know that when a kid turns 16, they become very rebellious.
Big,
right?
Big facts, man.
So like business, we are anticipating this to happen. Mm-hmm. In certain businesses, when your peak seasons are going to be, when you need to buy the most supplies and you gear up and you get ready for it. Parenting is the same thing.
Yeah.
16, your kids are going to grow up. They think they're the man. They think they're the woman in the house, and they think they can do whatever they want. They don't need to listen to you, right? Mm-hmm. So what do? You have to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guys, my kids are young, and so this is not from firsthand experience, but sometimes you don't have to experience it before you can speak about it. And the reason why I feel like I can speak about this topic, very devotedly is because when my son was born, what I did? I went out there and I asked every single parent that I thought were killing it.
Yeah.
The parents who had the 4 and 5 year old. I had the parents who had the 15 and 16 and the parents who have kids that are 30, 40 years old. Mm-hmm. And I asked them, what did you guys do? And what were some mistakes that I should watch out for?
Yeah.
And so I gathered details. I gathered all the information I needed so that I don't make the same mistakes with my kids.
Yeah.
I said this before. I get it. Sometimes you have to make mistakes to learn, but there is a such thing as going out and learning from other people's mistakes so you don't have to make the same ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay? So that's a business tip, but that's also a parenting tip.
Yeah, I think that's super, super important. The way you're describing it, you go in and you basically set yourself up for success, when your child was going to be born. Right. And that's exactly how you would approach like a new business, a new endeavor. You would set yourself up for success, do the research. Right. And there's also going to be probably some tips out there that you don't agree with. But then that's your job. Right. To decide.
So let's tie raising a family and business. Let's go through some of the similarities. You ready for this?
Let's go, man.
When you're leading your people in business, your employees, your staff, your salespeople, and when you're trying to teach your kids, the best way to do it is to lead by example. Mm-hmm. Right? I can't tell my kids to go work out if I don't work out.
Yeah.
I can't tell them to be healthy if I'm not healthy.
Yeah.
I can't tell them to go out there and work hard if I'm not going out there and working hard.
Yeah.
Same thing with your employees. You can't tell your employees to work hard if they see you slacking off.
Yeah.
You can't tell them to do things that if you're not willing to do.
Yeah, I think just going back to like the business side, I completely remember you telling me a story of how you tell your employees all the time, like cold call, door knock. And there's one day where you're just like, all right, I'm gonna show them. We're all gonna go out. We're all gonna door knock together. So like I'm here doing the same thing I'm telling you to do, and that probably built a lot more trust and about a lot more accountability with your team.
You seen me cold call?
I've seen you cold call. We got some
leads.
We got some hot leads.
You saw me go after John the other day.
Yeah, we got some hot leads.
And Ray was like, "How do you keep him on the phone, bro? I practice.
Yeah,
I've been doing it so long that I know how to have a good conversation with the prospect.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. But let's go back to what you were saying, though.
Yeah, I mean, giving it a little bit of a backstory, I said, well, how did it even lead up to this? How did why is your child at somebody else's house?
Yeah.
Why is your child living there? And then I called some people and they said, yeah, because she goes and she leaves the country for 2 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And she just pawns off her kid somewhere else.
Yeah.
Look, when you raise kids, when you hire employees, you take them under your wing.
Yeah.
Right? That is your responsibility, not somebody else's.
Yeah.
When you don't take responsibility in raising them, they naturally will go and get their values, their morals, their ethics from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I completely believe so too. You know, let's tie it back into business. Say for some reason, because people do have to leave, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes some people do have to be absent for 2-3 months, right? Maybe in a business, if you're gonna leave, at least make sure your CEO, quote unquote, this mom was technically the CEO of her daughter at the moment, and what would you do? You would make sure that they're solid. They're going to teach whoever's under them exactly how you want it. And that's probably not what she did. She probably didn't go to the mother and was like, hey, like, I really want you to do this with my daughter, this, like, teach her this, like.
Yeah, but you can't do that. That's your kid.
Yeah, yeah.
So honestly, I don't necessarily agree. You can't leave for 2-3 months.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not
unless you really step out and like in business, you can probably. That's where I think it's different in business. Yes, if you have a CEO and you're more of a board member or chairman of the board, okay, maybe you could step out and be virtual. But this is your child. So, that's where things aren't the same.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, because I do agree, you don't always have to be around, with your child around the clock. Like some people, their life revolves around their kids.
Yeah.
Then they don't have a life outside of it. So then their kids don't really have anything to look up to their parents for other than like, oh, this person's always here for me.
Yeah.
But like, what are they doing out there in society that's crushing it? Because if you want your kids to crush it, you better be crushing it, right?
Yeah. It's that lead by example part.
So, I mean, you can't leave for forever, but sometimes you have a work trip that's gone a couple of days out of the week. You come home or you bring them along. And it's like, they're at school too. So you can touch base with them every couple of days. That's okay. But you can't be gone for like a whole month, 2 months, and expect just a phone call is going to do it.
No, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I haven't experienced that,
Yeah.
So, hey, guys, to all the listeners out there, I'm not a parent yet. So, but I'm learning today with Brian. He's going to help me through it, man.
And that's the big thing. I mean, I know when my kids turn 16, 18, there's a chance, because depending on their personality type, I can already see one of them is going to probably give me trouble. But because I know that, I'm going to do everything I can to prepare him for the next 12 to 14 years. And I'm going to set what I believe is right.
Yeah.
Our values, our morals, our ethics, right?
Yeah.
Do good, be good. I talk to my kids even till this day. My son's 4, my daughter's 1.5 or a little older than that. I'm not afraid to talk about money, about sex, about anything in front of them. They're gonna hear it. I'd rather them hear it and learn it from me than somewhere else, and they get all the information all jacked up.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of parents don't talk to their kids about money. They're scared. I don't know what the hell you're scared for. They're going to do it. What do you think's happening? See, I think people forget that, at one age, you were rebellious.
Yeah.
And when your parents said no, what did you do? You figured out a way and you did it.
Yeah.
And you ended up hating your mom and dad because they said no. But why? So before we even get to the point of me having to say no, they're going to know where I stand on certain things.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be very clear on what my beliefs are.
Yeah.
And I think people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get real deep here. I'm going to be like, yo, you don't work, you don't make money. If you sleep around a lot, you're going to be a little slut bag. You know what I mean? Like there are certain things.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're trying to build. I want my children to be high valued man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I get times will change, but there are certain things, and this is where religion becomes so powerful.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man of many faith.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in all of them because they all have certain very good attributes that have been tried and true for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's good to reflect on that. And people are going to be like, well, it doesn't apply to today. Yes, it does, guys. That's why we still have religious people.
Yeah.
So we're going to take that and we're going to instill that in the kids. And I'm not going to push God or anything like that, but we're going to push the good values.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're going to see me because I live that value.
Yeah.
The only problem is when parents are fake, right? You're somebody else at home and you're somebody else outside in the world. It confuses the crap out of the kids. It also confuses the crap out of your people in your business life, your culture, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I think she went wrong. Number one, she didn't raise her kid. Number two, I don't think she talked about certain things that needed to be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Because right away when she tried to explain to me how she was going to prevent her daughter from getting the mouthpiece pierced, it was like, it just sounded like a broken record, like my dad when he was yelling at my brother for getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's not, that stuff's not going to work,
Yeah, it never works. I mean, usually I remember all the bad things I did was previously my parents just hounding me saying, don't do it. Sorry, Mom, but
Whenever you get told, it's like nowadays, whenever you get told not to do something, you go and do it.
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah.
Reverse psychology, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's, really key, having that comfortable conversation with your kids, right? And what I wanted to ask you is, how does like that apply to business, right? If you have employees, do you feel like you should be the same way?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should set very clear goals. You should set very clear values, cultural values, moral, ethics, no cheating, no stealing. We don't do harm to people, period. We don't compromise on that.
Yeah.
We never steal to get ahead. We never push somebody else down to get ahead.
Yeah.
Right? That's like certain things that we just say. And that's like that. It's not even business at this point. It's just doing the right thing and having good circles.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
And that's the funny part, right? It's like, essentially, like, your team is like your children, right? Well, you would teach them like the same things, right? Because everything is the same, right? We always say that, like, relationships, business, fitness,
you want them
goals,
to grow,
whatever.
You want them to do well, and you want them to spread their wings and fly.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I do that with my business. I don't want my people to work for me forever in certain companies. I'm like, yo, I'm okay with you. I want you to spread your wings and grow within this organization. Grow so big where you're able to, in the perfect situation, they can grow so big in our organization that, they'll live a life of their dreams.
Yeah.
Right? But that's our job as a leader, to build that vision big enough to where there's room for them to keep going.
Yeah.
But if not, that's okay. We want you to grow. We want you to do better. And what you learn here today with me, Brian Tran, will translate and transcend you. Okay?
100%. Are you guys hearing this stuff, man? Because there's so many big connections here, man. To me, I'm just like, whoa.
The problem is people try to do things separately, and that's why they get so confused.
Yeah,
they go to work and there's somebody else. They go home to raise their parents, there's somebody else. They go out with their spouse, there's somebody else.
Yeah.
I am the same person in business, with my kids, and with my wife. I'm the same person. I'm the same guy, loud as hell, talking, speaking my mind. And that's what it is.
I love it. That's like the same thing when people are like, hey, like, I'm trying to like be on social media. Should I make my separate business account and my separate personal account? Like, I don't want my things. It's like, yo, like, you're living like a double life. Like,
and that's why they can't keep it up. They can't sustain it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God. It's like, oh man, I have to go put this face on. I think it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. That was some fire stuff. But I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on the quote? I know you've heard it before, but the parents saying of, do as I say, not as I do. You heard that one before?
I've heard of it. And, sometimes like, there's a time and a place. Like I cuss a lot in front of my kids sometimes. So I say, hey, don't cuss at school because you will get in trouble. You will. And then I'll have to come into the office and explain, hey, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But in that situation, it's okay. We shouldn't be cussing anyways. But, sometimes we get so excited emotionally, whatever. It's like, it's just a way of expressing ourselves. It's not the best way, but in that situation, yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, but maybe
But-
like in a leadership, leading by example, right? It's like, yo,
See, that's where you're like leading a double life now.
exactly right.
So I don't agree with that quote when it comes to that. Now, granted, going back to what I was saying earlier, like some things you can't do it yet, son. I'd be like, you can't say these things yet
yeah,
because you're in a situation where you're not in power or like where you won't get in trouble at, basically. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can't cuss at school.
yeah. That was a good one. That was a good one.
But, we're going to take a brief moment to thank some of our sponsors today. Today's sponsor is brought to you by Focus Media. And if you want to do sick content, shoot podcasts like this, set up your podcast, set up all the lights, all the equipment, reach out to focusmedia.tv. Hit them for more information. They'll be able to set up all this and edit and shoot your content for you. Back to the episode.
Let's get it.
Hey, but you know what's funny? End of the day, I'm doing all this stuff, but here's what I got to realize. And so this is my own inner peace. I tell my son, like, we do these fake tattoos. We get the ones where you put water on it and there's a tattoo. He loves that and he thinks it's hella cool. So I'd be like, hey, this is fake. You can't get tattoos. Okay? He goes, okay, daddy, no problem. I say, you can only put the fake one on.
Yeah.
And he understood it. So I keep saying these things.
Mm-hmm.
And I explain why. You know what I mean? Like I said, and I give him the example. I don't know if he understands it.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, I'm an Asian guy living in the San Francisco Bay Area. I got slick back hair. Okay. I got nice stuff. I drive a nice Bentley. I drive Ferraris. I drive all this stuff. Right? Sometimes people look at me. They don't know what I do. They don't know that I have all these businesses paying for it. What do you think people think I am when I got a half sleeve on this side, a half sleeve on this one, neck tattoos down here, driving nice cars in San Jose or in San Francisco?
Hey, man.
They're going to think I'm a trapper or a drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
Automatically. Nothing wrong with my trappers and my drug dealers. Hustling is hustling. I get it. Just don't do no harm to people. Don't steal and all that stuff. But there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that as a legitimate business owner, and I'm trying to do business with different people, I don't want them to automatically assume or judge me. Now, I don't care about being judged because it is what it is. People judge me all the time. But that if I got a tattoo, that is one thing that I could have prevented. That's one judgment I could have prevented so that I can go and do bigger business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what I've always thought. I was like, man, because tattoos kind of associated with like thugs and gangsters, and I didn't even want that to be associated with me. Period.
Yeah, for sure. I would say, I'm chiming in and I say that I think like times is getting a little bit smoother, but it is still a common thought. You know what I mean? Like, hey, even for me, if I see a guy, I'm like completely blasted in tats, I'm like, all right, maybe this guy, maybe this guy's serious.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, tough guy and all that stuff. It's like, but, I don't think any of those attributes help me in what I want to do next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I want to go buy these big companies and stuff like that, I don't want to cover up. And especially in real estate in the beginning, like when it wasn't so open and I was the youngest guy in probably the industry, one of the younger guys in the industry.
Yeah.
If I had tattoos and I showed up to a seller that was 55, 60 years old from more of a conservative background, I didn't want to like have to hide my tattoos and all that stuff, Yeah. Now you can get away with it. Of course, look, now if I wanted to get it, it wouldn't affect my business.
Yeah.
Because I'm already established, but imagine if you weren't. It's just one more thing you got to deal with,
For sure.
So going back again, even after all that, if my son comes up to me when he's 16, 17, 18, I don't know what the legal age to get tattoos is, and he goes, Dad, I want a tattoo. I'm going to remind him of what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, if I say no and he gets mad, I'm like, all right, I know stop saying no is only going to just get him mad at me and he's still going to go get it.
Yeah.
So in that instance, we're going to go get the sickest mother effing tattoo for him ever. He's going to get like a sick one, not like some janky one from some crappy store down the street. We're going to go to the best of the best, the creme de la creme, full color, full koi, full dragon, whatever he wants, and it's going to be sick.
Oh, yeah.
And then that way, at least we still got the relationship with my son. But, we'll start there. Maybe we'll start with a half sleeve so it doesn't have to show his full sleeve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, at that point, you did everything you could, and now it's like if you say no, it's just gonna
Yeah.
damage your relationship with your kids.
Yeah, I think the important part too was like there's a level of respect, right? When you do it that way, right? You tell them, you remind them, and you kind of both respect each other. It's like, hey, like I know you're saying this, but I really want it, and you're like, all right, I told you this, but I know
Sleep
you
on
really
it.
want
Hey,
it. Yeah.
sleep on it for a month. If you still want it after a month, we'll go get you the sickest tattoo.
Yeah, I think that's the right
Okay.
way, man.
But like because sometimes they're drastic, they see their friends doing it,
Yeah,
and they want to do it. Like, hey, I get it. I'm not saying you can't get it. Do me a favor. Like we'll set up, and then we'll go hunt down the best tattoo artist.
Yeah,
Just can you wait 1 month?
yeah,
And after 1 month, if you still want the tattoo,
yeah.
we'll go get it. Right? Because most of the times they don't want it because of they they truly want it. They want it because their friends got it,
Yeah,
or they
yeah.
think it's gonna do something. But if you say, hey, look, we can get it, but just I want you to just think about it for a month, okay? Like, hey, just do that at least. No, Dad, I've been thinking about it forever. You're 16. Just 1 more month ain't gonna kill you, all right? Like 18, just 1 more month. Just wait 1 more month.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with when you buy stuff now. Like they say, sometimes we get this sporadic. I want a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me in a month if you still want a Ferrari. After you
Yeah.
go through work and you start going, maybe you were just saying that because you were driving and your buddy rode up in a Ferrari and now you want one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you really want one? No, let's sleep on it for a month.
For sure.
That's a tip.
Sure. Rent it out.
Yeah.
Go freaking whale that thing, and then
Yep.
come back and tell me if you really like it.
Go rent it first.
Or shiny object syndrome, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey man, that was a lot of great tips. I think we'll wrap it up here. But before we go out, I wanna ask you what's something to give to the audience, the viewers and the listeners to really just elevate their business and or parenting.
Ultimately, everything that I just said right now in this podcast comes down to your communication skills and your ability as a leader, as the head of your family, to really time block it, spend time, and really put some thought and energy into what you're doing. Do not just coast. I think a lot of parents just coast. They're not actually trying to be proactive. There are some really good parents out there that I really admire, and they are involved, and they are really trying to take it to the next level when it comes to parenting. Same thing in business, right? The more you think about it, the more you plan, the better it will be. It's like basically what you water will grow.
Yeah.
So same thing with whether you're doing your business or building your family. Take the time to really think about it. Think about your values. Think about what you want it to look like. What is your dream family? What is your dream business? If everything goes 100% smooth, what is the end result? And then reverse it backwards and do it.
Yeah.
You don't want a fat kid? Make sure you're active now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, go get active with them, run with them, train with them, lift weights.
Sir.
I can't wait. Honestly, I cannot wait. Right now, my kids are kind of young, but I'm already doing it now because I've helped grow a certain amount of people, like within my team, within my organization, that were a little bit younger. I'm 30, like they were 23, 22, and we got to go to the gym together.
Yeah.
We started working together. Like, dude, that's basically, I'm already doing what I'm going to be doing in 15 years with my son and my daughter.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to hit the gym together.
Yeah.
We're going to go to work together. We're going to probably go check on projects together, go look at everything. They're just going to come along with me. You know what I mean?
Sick,
And that's what it is. It's going to be sick.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining in on my talk about how to be an awesome parent and an awesome business leader. I hope you guys stay tuned for the next episode. Do us a big favor. Hit the like button if you're watching this on Instagram. And if you can do us a big favor on podcasts and Spotify, leave us a 5-star review and share this with 5 of your friends. Let's get it.
Let's get it. See you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.